Hello, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I pray you are all well. I thought I would film today a video outside because it's such a beautiful day as spring is starting to finally come in. Here where I am out in the Midwest, it's still pretty chilly, so you can see I'm still dressed a bit warm. But mashallah, spring is beginning to break through, and I thought it'd be nice to film outside for a change. So, one of the things, now we've just entered into the holy and blessed month of Ramadan. And to all of you out there, Ramadan Mubarak, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this month for you and fill it with endless light and favors and goodness and with strength and with healing for you and your loved ones. There are so many reasons why we fast, and I wanted to make a brief video. In fact, I think I'd like to make a series of videos on why Muslims fast. Why do we fast during the month of Ramadan? Because there are so many reasons. I mean, yes, it's a commandment, it's one of the pillars of Islam, but what are some of the benefits, and why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why does our Lord, our Creator, who has given us this path and who provides us with guidance for our benefit, what are some of the reasons and some of the benefits of fasting in this holy month of Ramadan? So I'll make a series of videos inshallah to touch on the subject, and hopefully the audio is coming out okay and you guys can hear me okay. One of the main reasons that we fast in Ramadan, that Muslims fast in Ramadan for this period, is to develop and to strengthen their connection with their Creator, to strengthen, to develop our connection with our Lord and with our Sustainer. And so how does fasting do that? How does fasting serve that purpose? And for sure, it does, because you can see that fasting has been an integral part of virtually every spiritual path since the beginning of time. Right? All spiritual traditions and paths and faiths and religions have taken advantage of and have emphasized and have practiced fasting for the purpose of spiritual awakening, spiritual enlightenment, of really coming to know and get closer to our Creator. Normally in our lives, we are so dependent, and we become so dependent on the material world. And this becomes imbalanced when we slip into indulgence. And it's so easy, especially in today's world and culture, with everything so easy, to easily slip into excess and into indulgence, to take more than what is necessary for the body. And so fasting is this beautiful and amazing opportunity to reset and to reorient ourselves in our relationship with food and with drink and with the basic sensory input that keep us grounded to this material plane. There are two worlds, there are two realities. There's the material world and then the world of light and energy and spirit. And the goal of fasting, the goal of spirituality, and through fasting, the goal is to attain more and more connection with the world of light, with the world of energy, with the world of spirit. The more that we are immersed and dependent on the world of form and the world of material, the world of the senses, the world of taste and touch and smell, the more we become disconnected from the world of spirit, the world of light, the world of energy. So we fast during this time to deepen and strengthen our connection and our relationship with that world of light, the world of energy. By diminishing one's dependence on matter and on things of material substance and the things that we tend to indulge in, we increase our connection with the presence of light, with the ocean of energy and spirit. The more that we become dependent on physical things, or the more we allow that dependence to control us, to control our actions and our habits, the more we become entrenched in this world, in this temporal world. By fasting, we abstain from food, from drink, from intimacy, and in doing so, we are essentially cutting off sensory input, sensory stimulation, the things that normally keep us anchored to this level of reality, to this level of consciousness. By severing those connections for an extended period of time, we're developing what I would call independence. Right? Normally we're dependent on all these things outwardly or outside of ourselves to feel good, to be sustained, to be nourished, to be happy, to experience. But when you cut all of that off, we begin to develop independence, which is dependence inwardly, not outwardly, not externally, but inwardly. We talk a lot about freedom in the world today. And so many cultures pride themselves on their value of freedom. But what is freedom? Most human beings are slaves to to the self, slaves to their senses. And it's so easy for us to slip into this. Most human beings who claim freedom and the endless ability to indulge in the things of this world, not really free, not at all. We're slaves to the self. We can't control ourselves. And so the more we are slaves to this world, the less we are servants, noble, honored servants to the divine. So in order to grant and regain the strength that is necessary to be a true human being, to truly be free, and thereby connected to the Lord of Heavens, we have to learn to diminish our dependence on the things of this world, to honor them, to appreciate them, to be grateful for them, but in moderation, not in excess. By fasting, by abstaining, by restricting ourselves, by developing the discipline necessary, we become increasingly free, truly free. Freedom is independence, not outwardly being dependent, not dependence, not codependence. Real freedom is dependence. And so one of the main reasons for fasting, two of the main reasons for fasting, number one, to develop the connection with our Creator, with our Lord, with our Sustainer, by turning away from the world. And this is incredibly powerful when you're part of a global community doing this at the same time, and it's such an incredible experience. When you are part of a fast with over 1 billion other human beings across the planet at the exact same time in moment in history, it's a profound experience. It's such a healing and transformative experience. And if you've never experienced that, I highly recommend you experience that. Allow yourself to experience that for a time and to engage in that and see what that's like. It's incredibly powerful and healing and transformative. And it awakens things inside of us that are otherwise dormant. Unless we push ourselves sometimes, capacities and potentials that exist within us are left undeveloped. So with fasting, we develop this capacity for connection with our Creator, with our Lord and Sustainer. Right? We are turning away from the things of this world and increasingly focused on things of that reality, that dimension, that eternal world, the akhirah, the world of spirit, the world of light, the world of energy. This is why zuhud, or asceticism, or discipline, is such an integral part of the spiritual path. The more that we can regain our strength and our power and our dependence on the outside world, from the outside world, we develop strength, we develop freedom, and we align our hearts and souls so that we can connect with our Lord and our Creator. And really, when you are pushed to your physical limits, this is one of the other benefits or aspects of fasting. When we are pushed to our limits, that is when we are closest to that which is beyond this world. And this is why oftentimes, even through physical exercise and sports and extreme experiences, people feel their closeness to spirit, to God. And fasting is yet one of the most healing and beautiful ways to push the body beyond its limits, to increase the body's capacity and limits, and to increasingly be able to draw on light and energy directly from the Divine Presence. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your fast, make this a month of healing and of divine light and connection for you. Inshallah, we'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.